On July 1st, a controversial 64% pay raise went into effect for Honolulu City Council members. It bumped their salaries from just under $69,000 a year to about $113,000. But three council members, Augie Tulba, Andrea Topola, and Radiant Cordero, did not agree with the raises and formally rejected them. Councilman Augie Tulba now joins me live on the set. Thank you for taking the time to be here, Augie. As I mentioned, the salary increases, they're a done deal. But this is such an emotional and high-profile issue. Did it take a toll on some of the relationships you have with the other council members?
You know, I cannot talk on behalf of my colleagues, but I can just tell you that in my district, you know, as soon as that 64% was like even talked about 2 months ago, you know, I was confronted at neighborhood boards, emails, social media. So for me personally, you know, and I've said this from when it first came out, you know, we're just coming out of a pandemic. You know, we are in a recession. A lot of people still hurting. And for me, morally, was just not the right time for that. Like, look, I think a raise is needed. But at the end of the day, the 64% is what people, you know, got upset about. And I wanted to make sure that everyone understands in my district, you know, that I'm always here to listen and really take the input from the people who elected me to City Council.
For those who did not vote against or reject the raise, how much of a backlash do you think there really will be? Or people just talking, or will they forget about it?
You know, like I said, I cannot speak on behalf of my colleagues. For me, I know, man, I like being said thank you, you know, because we, you know, we shop all at the same areas, we go to the same parties, and it is a very controversial issue, and people are upset. You know, I came from the private sector. I've never gotten a 64% raise. So you know, people were like not happy with what they saw or what they read about. And a lot of people didn't get the chance to chime in because a lot of these discussion is held when people are working. You know, people work 2-3 jobs here in Hawaii.
Some people have said, well, why don't you just accept the raise and donate that 44 grand to a nonprofit or something else?
No, great question. You know, at the end of the day, Rick, this is taxpayer money. You know, taxpayer money that should go to city services. You know, I knew going in what my duties were. I understood that I was getting paid this much, and I learned to work around that. And again, this is taxpayers' money, and it should go to city services. You know, I've been there for 3 years now, and, you know, I see the need for maybe incentives for police officers, our parks, maintenance equipment, speed humps in front of schools. So, you know, for me, that's where the money should have gone. So I decided to put it back in the general fund. If I picked a nonprofit or a program, you know, that's everybody's money. I can see everybody going, what about my program? What about, because at the end of the day, Rick, this is taxpayer money.
Okay, we have to wrap up the conversation, but do you think this issue will linger over the council until the re-elections come up?
Well, it's a very controversial issue, and people are very passionate about it. Again, it's so important that at the end of the day, you guys get it. Yeah, people got to get involved. People need to know what's happening because this is your money. This is taxpayer money, and we work for you.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you, sir.